Don't be ashamed to learn things that you need to know. Here's Sexplanations with Dr. Doe.
Sexplanations podcast, episode 27. I'm Dr. Lindsay Doe, clinical sexologist, host of Sexplanations, the YouTube show, and Sexplanations, the podcast. Joining me today is my longtime friend, amazing human being, Shande Wiest. Shande, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. We have been talking about doing this since 2009.
Yes, because before Sexplanations existed, there was this talk of doing a podcast, and you and I actually named it and outlined it and wrote episodes.
Yeah. We pitched it to KPGA, and they shot us down.
But we did it anyway.
We did it anyway. We were really proud of ourselves.
2009. So this is this is that podcast coming to fruition for one episode.
Yay!
Sex and Pepper. That's what we called it.
Yeah. We sure did. Well, because you had this really genius idea based on Alden Brown, is that his name? That the amazing cook that takes an ingredient and then tells you all the different things that you can do with that ingredient. And that was your original idea.
To do a sex version of Good Eats.
Right.
Yeah.
So like anal sex and then all the different things about anal sex and
Like history
blah, blah, blah.
and etymology.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, which has basically become Sexplanations. But you and I were going to tag team the show together. Oh, man. That would have been so much fun.
I know. Maybe down the road.
Here we are now. Let's do it.
Yay!
So I want to talk to you about an episode we did on Sexplanations regarding how to build vibrators. Neither of us do that professionally, but maybe we'll talk about building sexual things in general. Before we do that, though, I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters, Laura Schuster, Donna Flint, Maddie O'Sullivan, Paul Nixon, and the Millers. You have all been very special to us here at the show, making this possible. And today, in your honor, instead of doing a question like we usually do, a testy, we're going to do a flashback in your honor to an interview that Shande did with me when you were a media arts student? Journalism student. I was teaching human sexuality at the time, I think. And I was always really nervous to do interviews with people because I couldn't communicate non-verbally with the person and the audience. And so I actually wrote them off. I was like, I am not going to do any more audio interviews. I don't ever want to do a podcast, that kind of thing, because I had so many experiences where I just felt misunderstood because there wasn't a visual component. And when I did an interview with you, that changed my mind. I was like, okay, I'll do this one more with Shande. You asked so nicely, and your questions just healed me up. Just everything about that was really refreshing and made me trust you and trust others to hold that space. So here's a clip from that.
Clinical sexologist Dr. Lindsay Doe has teamed up with the Women's Resource Center to teach a variety of sexuality workshops. Senior Nicole Samsel has been to several of them. Samsel says the classes promote a lot of talking and eating.
She did this fruit experiment, like where she had us all eat fruit with someone that we didn't know, and then just talk about how we wanted to eat the fruit.
Samsel learned that talking to your partner is the most important thing to do.
And it was just really funny to see everybody eating the different fruit. And then we tied each other up.
The clinical sexologist says she teaches the sexual finesse workshops Dr. Doe style,
which is very interactive, sometimes tactile, hopefully entertaining and informative, educational, research-based, both the teacher and the learner being the teacher and the learner.
Dr. Doe says she likes watching people respond to her.
There's something really beautiful in the moment when a human being is across from me and they open a door that they have never opened to anyone before, and suddenly I'm hearing things that I don't think many other people get access to.
Samsel says it was a positive experience.
It takes away some of the stigma, and that she's really awesome, and she has a lot of really good advice.
Reporting for KBGA, I'm Shande Wiest.
Aw, that was so sweet. My voice, I'm so much younger.
Yeah. Yes, me too. I very I slip into like a radio shandy, and that definitely was radio shandy. This is more conversational shandy.
All right. Well, conversational Shandy, what are your thoughts on building vibrators?
I think vibrators are great. I prefer them over like actual dildos. I'm more about clitoral stimulation than penetration.
Ooh, we get to have this conversation?
Yeah, and I know how in the past how you felt about it, not liking vibrators.
Yeah. No, currently.
Still feel the same way?
Still, I have a hard time with them. So I actually did an episode on Sexplanations YouTube where I did a Dr. Seuss rhyme of 50 ways to hold a vibrator without using your hands because I really wanted to plug Adam and Eve vibrators. I think they've been a really great sponsor, and I was just like, yeah, I can figure out a way to do this, but I don't want to touch them.
That I love them, all of them.
They don't hurt your hands.
No, not at all.
Oh, see, I did a landscaping job when I was a teenager and had to push around this leaf blower all day. And from
the vibrations on your hands just kind of traumatized you.
Yeah.
Man, I that makes me feel sad because I love clitoral stimulation with the vibrator.
What's your favorite?
I like the ones that have multiple pulses. I can't remember the name of it, but being able to switch between the different levels, those are my favorites. I don't like the ones that it's just like high, medium, low. I like options.
Yeah.
My current one, I think, has 7 options. Wow. That I love.
Have you heard of the one where you can essentially squeeze a pattern into it and then it will respond back?
What?
Right. So you would squeeze it like beep, 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 beep. And then it would respond with that same pattern.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Right?
I would like to try that.
And those are all things that I do not know how to make. I would not know how to make even that sensation of like changing the rhythm or changing the intensity.
Right.
Although I did make a vibrator technically.
Yeah, no, I saw a little tiny guy. And what was really fascinating about it is that it appeared that all the stimulation was at the top. And so the whole function didn't vibrate. It was just the pieces.
Right.
So that sounds cool.
It is cool. That vibrator is so well made. But again, I had such a hard time with it. So what do you love about them?
Well, so many things. Let me count the ways. I love that you can, just use it on your own for quick release, but also with your partner.
Yeah.
And it really intensifies it and really makes sex a lot more fun. I mean, I can get myself off without using a vibrator. I just prefer to use. And when I say vibrator, I'm talking about clitoral stimulants. I don't like dildos
That have vibrators in them?
No, I feel like I could just use a clitoral stimulant and then my partner's penis.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
So I don't like dildos.
Okay. So you don't like vibration in your vaginal canal?
It doesn't really do anything for me. It's all about the clitoris as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, in lots of cases, it's all about the clitoris.
Mm-hmm. And a fun side fact is that my last car I called the Clitoris because it was a 2004 Ford Taurus. But I have since gotten a new car, and I named her Zazu. She's a Mazda. She's zippy.
So if you were to build a vibrator, what would you name it?
Oh, geez, that's a good question. Zippy, no. If I were to build a vibrator, what would I name it? I kind of like zippy.
Yeah.
But that's what I just described how fast my car was. So,
and would you describe the vibrator's kind of functionality as being fast that way too?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another reason why I like them, because you can just come quick and be done.
Oh, no edging for you, Shandy?
Oh, no. I'm all about get in, get out, get on with it. Sometimes. I don't know. Like masturbation you can use to like wake you up in the morning or put you to sleep at night. And I don't know. Huge fan.
Yeah, me too. I've been doing a lot of it lately, and I've also been having a lot of conversations about the difference between those very intentional masturbation sessions where you're like really trying to get in and get out, and the longer pieces of endurance and stamina and really building that energy up. And I'm trying to navigate those two spaces and find some balance between them, because I don't want getting off to just become so pragmatic. I want there to be the sensuality of it. But I also have a hard time because with my job, I am aroused all day long. And so it's like having a boner for 9 hours, 8 hours. And so masturbation has served me in that way, to just get in, get out, like you said. Get in, get off.
Have you ever masturbated on a long road trip by yourself?
No, I've masturbated in the car, but then I have a hard time multitasking.
Oh, okay. So you weren't driving? There were other people in the car?
I was driving. There weren't other people in the car. I will suggest, especially to anorgasmic clients, so people who haven't experienced an orgasm or they're uncertain how to get that to come back, that one of the things they do is to just put their hand on their crotch. So it doesn't have to be clitoral stimulation. There doesn't have to be any movement, but just making that contact. And the way that I kind of give them a cue to action is to say, when you're at a traffic light and it's red, that's when you put your hand on your crotch and you leave it there until the light turns green. And so I often find myself doing the same thing where my hands are in between my legs, sometimes to just warm them up, but other times to say like, rub, 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 pay attention, wake up, do whatever you need to do. Feel good, Lindsay Doe.
Nice.
Yeah, have you ever?
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're like, that's how I do my road trip.
Yeah, right? That's how I prefer to travel, with my hand on my pants. No, I've actually only done it a couple of times, and it was a while ago, but it was, the first time was, I was visiting my friend in Lewistown, driving back to Billings, and I was getting sleepy, and so I just decided to throw on some good tunes and take the windy road back, and it was great.
Yeah, it's definitely something I've done to stay awake. When I was 19, I think I was taking 21 credits of summer courses. So it was that much more intense because it's all packed into 3 weeks. And then we had to read all of this literature. I think specifically some French history and Native American studies books were piling up on my desk. And so I just spent an afternoon cranking through those books with my hand down my pants, like you said, just like not even for the purpose of arousal or orgasm or anything like that, but just keep me awake.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to orgasm, actually, though, because I gave it that much time without any pressure to climax.
On your own?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I think I had probably done it before that, like when I was in high school, just rubbing on things, but it wasn't until college and that specific coursework that I was like, oh, now I know how to do it every time.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like I should get back to those basics because I am pretty reliant on the clitoral stimulants. But like back in like the long road trip on my own days, that was just with my hand. And this was ages ago. So I feel like I should maybe try it again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good takeaway for everyone is to try different things. I recently heard the term clit lock, referring to your pleasure coming from a specific position or movement or place even. And I think that makes so much sense, right? Because for me, if I've been masturbating in the same way for 20 years, same place, in bed, on my back, with my hand in, this kind of 2 to 7 o'clock pattern, then I'm jammed.
Yeah.
And so one of my bucket list items for 2018 is to learn how to orgasm with my left hand, my non-dominant hand.
Oh, wow.
Break some of that clit lock.
That's awesome. I want to write a bucket list. You were telling me about it the other day when we had lunch together, and I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I'll do it with you if you want.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
That'd be great.
We will put undo clit lock on your bucket list.
It absolutely needs to be on there. Maybe even, well, we could just start with the right hand because like I said, I'm pretty reliant on the different clitoral stimulants.
Yeah, I want to do left hand. I want to be able to do it standing
Oh, yeah.
because I feel like I'm so dependent on
Lying down.
or I can do it if I am hovering, like if I'm in a doggy style position.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorite positions to bring in a clitoral stimulant.
Oh, so you're on your knees, your partner is coming from behind you, and then you
Have
use
it
the
rubbing
vibrator
on.
on
Yep.
you.
It's a pretty easy access route.
You're up on your knees or you're lying on your stomach?
Either, but usually on my knees.
Yeah, see, that becomes so much harder though because you're having to hold yourself up and then use a hand to hold the vibrator in place.
Well, I mean, you're in a position where your head is down.
Yeah.
And then the hand can just go there. So I'm not really holding myself up. I'm just kind of like laying on a pillow with my head and an arm. If you can envision that.
I totally can because that's exactly what I do.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you're right. It is easier than I was initially imagining.
Yeah, but if I was like on all fours, that would be difficult. Like physically holding myself up, that would be more difficult.
You could wear a harness and hold it in place.
Oh,
Tape it to your body.
yeah.
There's this contraption that is made for people who are topping in a doggy style position where it would wrap around your hips so they could use their hands to kind of hold your hips up.
Oh.
And then you can do whatever you want with your upper body.
That sounds awesome.
Right?
Yeah. Are you talking about harnesses that will hold the clitoral stimulant or like harnesses that for like dildos?
Both.
Okay.
So the Naughty Boys actually have a book where it teaches you how to make underwear out of bondage rope.
Oh.
And in the underwear, they have a part of the rope that's extended so that you can wrap it around a vibrator and hold it into place.
Okay. You just saying bondage rope right now struck a memory in my head that my friend, I don't remember when she got married, but her sister found you online to do like a bachelor party pre-thing. And you taught us all how to tie bondage ties.
Oh, good job, me.
Yeah. Do you remember that for
It's not the
Arinda?
workshop I did on blowjobs in a Hummer, is it?
No, it was at Birds and Bees. It was when that was still running, and
we did it at the center.
At the center in the basement, and then you ended with all the different ways to tie bondage knots.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, once upon a time, I ran a sexual health collaborative, and Shande helped me do that. And we had this really cool space where I could teach sexual finesse workshops, and people would request parties. And in particular, I would work with a lot of bachelorette parties, and it was so fun.
It was so much fun.
The heyday when I was, at my finest.
Yeah, so I think that had to have been in 2010 then. I should know when they got married, but...
Well, I think there's something that says that the geniuses like Einstein and Hawking, et cetera, talk about 27 and 28 being the peak of their intelligence.
Ah.
And that was the time. Right? That's when I was 27. And I feel like I was capable of doing all sorts of things and I was really on it and my brain was multitasking. And then I became the now me.
Right.
Who's not doing bachelorette parties, but still appreciates that they exist.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the Sexplanations episode on making a vibrator.
Okay.
I think it's actually called Building a Vibrator.
Right.
It's our 33rd episode, and
There are so many parts to it.
yeah, that's true. I want to see in the comments if anyone had questions that you could answer or I could answer.
All right.
Probably not, because I don't know the engineering of all of those individual pieces that they use to make it so cool.
I know that's what was so fascinating when I watched it, is that all the different parts to it, like waterproofing it and then putting the different sealants, stuff like that. That was really fascinating.
Yeah, so smart.
Yeah.
This person says, did I get to keep it?
Oh, yeah. I want to know that too.
I did get to keep it. No. That's not true. This is how it worked out. I did not get to keep it, but then this was at Catalyst Con. They did a raffle, so you could put your name in to win a vibrator.
Oh, okay.
And I won it.
The one that you built?
I think so.
Okay.
If not the one I built, another one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how it all worked out.
And even though you don't like them, did you try it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think I actually got that one, and then the company was so great that they gave me a couple others, and I sent them one to my mom and one to my aunt.
Oh.
And then I kept the one that I think is the one I made with the intention of trying it. Maybe I did. I doubt it, though.
Yeah.
Because I have tried a lot of vibrators hoping that I can just get past that. And
No such
I
luck.
don't. And so for me to go and take one and put it on my body and make it sexual in a way that is stigmatized for other people is challenging. Because, you know, even if I do it over my underwear and it's, or over sheets or over whatever that is, I think people still have a hard time taking that on as their own toy because we attach so much power to sex. And so it's like, oh, you used it to get yourself off? Well, then I can't possibly use it to get myself off.
Interesting.
You think not true?
I don't know.
If I used a toy
Right.
and then I said, hey, Shande, I've used this once, I don't like it, would you use it?
The one that you used? Mm-hmm. I would want to like know how to clean it properly and
Yeah.
okay.
But you would?
If
Because I think most people wouldn't.
I think if I were able to clean it properly, then I would try it.
Because you and I do a lot of clothes swaps.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that at those, people will take bathing suits, like a bikini set or something that somebody has previously owned, but they won't take lingerie that somebody has previously owned.
Oh, I would if it would fit me. I wash it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I
Yeah.
think that's great. But other people, no. They're just,
Yeah. If I could properly clean it, then yeah, I would give it a try.
okay. Well, now I know. I'll just try vibrators and then teach you how to prep. I will properly clean them for you.
Or you could, and
then
teach
pass
me
them
because
on
I
to
love
you.
learning stuff.
Good. Me too. Okay. What other questions are there? Works with males, right?
Interesting.
What do you think?
Like anally, maybe. What do
Yeah,
you-
or you could put it on a penis. Some people will put it on the base of the penis.
Yeah, under
especially-
the nuts.
Oh, you're talking about like the perineum?
Yes, I am.
I'm talking about the base, like where the pubic hair is on the mons,
Oh, okay. So above the balls.
like closer to the belly button, like right where the penis hits the pubic bone area.
Oh, okay.
The pelvis.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? You can use it wherever. Use it as a back massager.
Well, the one that you built had two prongs.
Yeah, because it was intended to go on the left and right side of the clitoris.
Okay. So I don't know if that would feel comfortable in a butt.
Oh, in a butt? Yeah,
Yeah.
don't put it in a butt.
Don't put it in a butt.
No, I don't think that one is butt friendly.
No, that's
There's
what I was saying. It
Too many crevices. I
Yeah.
don't think you could properly cover it in a condom.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it doesn't have a flared base and it doesn't have anything that's attached to it, like a string or something, so that you prevent it from getting sucked up.
Right.
And so you'd really have to hold on to it, which isn't terrible. Also, you don't have to put it all the way in the butt. A lot of people like anal play where it's external, so you're just tickling the asshole.
Oh, yeah. You could use it to tickle the asshole, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes to everybody using the vibrators. This person said, did you test it on your body? Again, but I don't know.
I would.
How does this thing fit in or on the vagina? Okay, so it's not intended to go in, and then
Right.
you would, use the two prongs on either side of
Yeah,
the
it's just a
clitoris.
clitoral stimulant, not internally.
Oh, somebody went and got one and said it's absolutely fabulous.
What was the name of it again? I don't
know.
I don't remember.
Crave.
Oh.
Yeah. The guy was so great who showed me.
Oh, yeah, he
how to
was
make it.
awesome.
He was just lady, I don't know who you are. You're videotaping me here, but we'll do this. And was very kind, and they still keep in contact. They actually made a vibrator that you can wear as a pendant, a necklace.
Oh.
And they sent me one. They're so nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That concerns me as far as like germs.
Really?
Wearing it on your neck all day and then using it as a stimulant, like wouldn't that like rub against your clothes? And then like if you hadn't showered that day, like
Oh yeah, but
bodily
you could,
stuff?
it's very easy to clean, and I also think that you could put it over your underwear, or you can put it on your mons and not have it come in contact with the mucous membrane.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me see.
I want to try this this 2-prong thing. I usually go for like the eggs. I'm a fan of the eggs.
Oh, the oblong ones.
Uh-huh.
You like the oblong ones that are flat, or the oblong ones that are?
They're like shaped like that, like little eggs.
So they are circular. They're
and-
not, because they have the ones that are kind of shaped like a tongue. This is the best example I can give.
Huh. I
Where
haven't
it's
tried
like
one of those.
it's long, but it's flat. So it goes over the curve of your mons, that pubic bone. And then there's the oblong egg-shaped ones that are actually more round in the center.
Yeah. Those
You
are the
like
ones
those?
I prefer, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But now I want to try this 2-prong thing.
Okay. I'm just going to send you my vibrators, Shandy.
Yeah.
You can wash them. You can do whatever. They probably haven't been used. Then have a friggin' heyday.
All right. I'll let you know all about it.
I would love that. This is a non-vibrator company, but I love them. They're so good. And so I'm going to do this plug for them while we do Kegel exercises.
Feel your Kegels if you're able. Main squeeze.
Okay.
And strengthen our pubic coccygeus muscles. My friend Kenton has this company where he makes toys out of high-grade silicone that are really, really cool. Well, I will just read to you what we let's do it.
Okay.
But just keep in mind, you want to do some Kegels throughout this. Just
Yeah.
strengthen those muscles and
doing it
make
right
your
now.
orgasms better. So many people say that. Like, Lindsay, as soon as you started saying the words.
The second you say Kegel, I'm like, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Good. Okay. Fun Kit Toys makes body safe modular. Redo that. Fun Kit Toys makes body safe. We could clench there. Modular sex experiments in plutonium. How many times have I done this? You can just leave in the flubs, Callie. We'll just try. Fun Kit Toys makes body safe modular sex experiments in plutonium silicone. With a new sex toy every month, there's always more ways to play. Use one toy as a handle or attach a bullet vibe holder. Oh, see, there you go. There's your egg.
Yeah, bullet
Stick
egg.
2 together for a double-ended toy. Fun kits are designed to... Yeah, what we should have done is a Kegel every time I...
Flubbed.
Yep. Fun Kit toys are designed to anatomy. Yes. Fun Kit toys are designed to anatomy, regardless of gender, and come up in 6 hand-mixed colors as unique as you are.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm more unique than 6 colors, but I'll take 6 colors.
I would
That's
have to agree.
way better than 1.
Is that the rainbow, Roy G. Biv?
Almost. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's 7.
7.
Get on it, Kenton. Make
Yeah.
it better.
Make it the rainbow.
Yeah. So let's do a Kegel for body safe. Kegel for platinum silicone. New toy every month, Kegel. 1 as a handle. Attach a bullet vibe holder. That's pretty cool. I'll Kegel that. 2 together for a double-ended toy. Yep. Which are really, really cool. I've had the opportunity to do that with the Fun Kit toys, where you can take one, and because the base of it is so the suction of it is so strong, you can stick it to the base of another, and it just becomes this whole new toy.
Huh.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's like
fascinating.
adult Legos.
Adult Legos. That's awesome.
So great. They're designed to do anatomy regardless of gender.
I like that.
Yeah, Kegel that.
Yeah,
and they
I'll
come
Kegel
up.
that. I think that needs to be on a T-shirt, by the way.
Ooh, what?
I'll Kegel that. Right?
Done. We're going to do it. Sexplanations podcast merch.
Right?
I'll Kegel that shirts.
You should absolutely do that.
Okay. We're going to do it. What color? Because this says for the fun kits, they come in up to 6 hand-mixed colors.
Yeah. Well, I say, why not Roy G. Bivet and do 7?
We're going to do a t-shirt that's 7 colors. Mm-hmm. That's expensive, Shandy.
Oh, you're right.
Fine. I'll do it. Whatever you say.
Well, what about rainbow colors? Tie-dye?
A tie-dye shirt.
This says, I'll Kegel that.
I'll Kegel that. Yeah, we'll do a poll on Sexplanations podcast and see what people say.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Do you want to be quoted?
Yeah, sure.
I'll Kegel that by Shandy.
No, you were the one that said it.
Oh, good.
I just like it, and I think it belongs on a T-shirt. But you should be accredited for it because you're the one that said it. But I like it, and I will Kegel to that.
Okay. We're saying I'll Kegel to that or I'll Kegel that?
You said I'll Kegel that.
Yeah. It's kinky.
I like it. If I had my vote, I would go orange because orange is one of my favorite colors.
It's my favorite color. It's my top. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, you're wearing it right now.
I love it. I didn't know it was your favorite color too or one of yours.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm not wearing it today, but it is definitely my favorite color.
Okay, so orange shirt with, what do you think about highlighter pink font?
I think fuchsia and orange and turquoise is a good color combination, but to keep it cheaper, probably like fuchsia. I think pink might be too light.
So we're going with what color orange? We're making you a shirt right now inspired by a dildo that is funding an episode about vibrators. This is very, very, very sex positive.
I mean, I like the color orange that you're wearing right now, but I don't think you can go wrong with orange. Like that color is good too.
That color is an obnoxious orange. That's like construction orange.
Oh, you don't like construction orange?
I mean, I like all oranges.
But apparently you don't like construction orange is what I'm picking up.
I mean, I guess I'm thinking of like more of a salmon.
Oh, I like salmon.
Or like a sunshine orange.
Yeah.
And then you're saying fuchsia, which is, am I thinking of like a lighter magenta?
Yeah. That turquoise, orange, and fuchsia is a really good color combo. I wish I had an example of it. I'm looking around this awesome wall and not seeing an example.
That's okay. I've got it in my brain part.
Fun stuff over here.
Right?
Yeah.
For old time's sake, will you ask me questions? Will you do an interview with me?
Oh, yeah. Way to put me on the spot. Okay, so what's the biggest thing that has changed from Dr. Lindsay Doe 2017 to Dr. Lindsay Doe 2009?
Sexplanations, definitely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because, I mean, I had a lot of recognition in this community by people because I had so many students in my human sexuality class, and that was a job that I did in kind of a quirky way. And so people would often talk about me, and then their friends would know who I was. And so I couldn't really go anywhere in town without being spotted and watched.
Yeah.
So it's not entirely different, but it's on a screen now versus in real time, in real life.
I love how animated you get on screen. It's fun to watch.
Aw. Well, it's because of the editing. Because they remove all the energyless spots.
Oh.
And it's just happy Lindsay all the time. Or pissed off Lindsay, depending on the episode.
Right, depending on topic.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I did recently where I was so frustrated. Oh, ethical porn.
Oh.
I did an episode on ethical porn, and in just thinking about unethical porn, I was getting a little sassy. Just, why would anyone do that?
Yeah, I agree.
But the people who produce ethical porn, Erica Lust in particular, was really great and allowed me to ask a bunch of questions. And I said, why would anyone make unethical porn? And she or someone from her team replied that it's because people are driven by money, or they're driven by the short-term benefits of that. And if they can make a quick buck, then this is why we have robbery. This is why we have smuggling guns and cutting corners and cheating and lying and all of that.
Speaking of porn, I know we both went to the Hump Fest.
We did Dan Savage's Hump Fest.
I was so excited when I heard it was coming to Missoula, and thank goodness it did.
Yeah. We didn't go the same night.
No.
That would have been even more fun.
Oh,
but
that would have been great. Yeah,
I was
went,
really excited to hear that you had gone and we could talk about the butter.
right. It didn't
video.
affect me like it affected you,
No.
but the piercing.
But you closed your eyes.
Yeah, a little bit.
So to give context to those of you listening, Dan Savage, who has been a sex columnist for a really long time, sex educator, sexologist, etc. Controversial, yes, but he has a lot of great things that he does, and one of them is the Hump Fest, which I would describe as an amateur porn film festival. It used to be primarily in Seattle, then it had a Portland. Now it goes on tour, and so you're encompassing all of these big cities across the nation. And Missoula got put on the list this year.
Yeah.
And they brought the show here for, I think, 4 different showings.
Right, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
I went to the Friday at 7 showing.
I went to this Saturday at 7:30 showing.
7:30, yeah.
Let's see. The first video, are we allowed to talk about it? I can't remember the rules.
I know we weren't allowed to have our cameras. Oh, I will say that I was so delighted to see that the Caravan of Glam did the rules, because I'm good friends with those performers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really, really excited to see all my people up there. And I was like, that's ecstasy. And I was just giddy, like, Isaiah and Johnny.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the festival, there was a video that Dan Savage did with the Caravan of Glam outlining the rules for participating in Hump Fest, where you can't have cameras, you can't be, making fun of the acts or the body types, etc.
Right. No masturbating.
Yeah, they did a really great job with that.
They did.
That video you can actually see online if you go to Hump Fest. It's there. You can see that.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is any objection to talking about it. You just can't use names or photograph it or video it.
Right. And we didn't learn the names of the people.
Right. Because I can't imagine people aren't talking about it because so much happened. So in the first film, there were 2 men tangoing. Yeah, it was good.
It was real good.
Ooh,
Well, because
hot.
I love dancing. I'm so passionate about dancing. And just to see 2 men move like that, it was very thrilling.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I kept wondering what was going to make it pornographic.
Me too. And then, boy, howdy.
And then clothes would spontaneously come off, and then erections would rub on legs, and then there was a cum shot and some panda bears.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that the funniest part was that the props, apparently they chose the Make America Great Again hat when they were pretty certain that Hillary was going to win. And then she didn't.
Right. So in order to feel like the films were really made for Hump Fest and they weren't just jacked from wherever and then submitted, the Hump Fest team assigns the participants 2 props that they can incorporate in the videos as a way of saying, yes, this is Hump Fest specific.
Right.
And so the props were How to Make America Great hats
And an accordion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember him saying it was an accordion, but I noticed that there were accordions in a lot of the videos. I'm like, oh, that must be the other prop.
Yeah. People did such a great job with it. And I think that the
guy. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the How to Make America Great thing could have been really triggering. And I'm really glad that at the beginning they said something and they were like, sorry, the only reason why we did this is because we thought with absolute certainty he was going to lose.
Right.
And we're not meaning to upset anyone. But I also think that the actors did such a great job of kind of using that prop in a way that demeaned it.
Yeah, like using it as a cum dumpster. That was funny.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What were you going to say?
I was really delighted about the guy with the accordion that sang the song about being a freak.
Oh, yeah.
He was really good.
That was nice. Every one of the films taught me something in some way. It just so enlightening.
A lot of cum shots for my taste. I don't like cum shots in my porn.
Oh.
Personally, I'm more into lesbian porn. I think that women are beautiful, and I'd rather watch that than men. even a man and a woman, it just doesn't really do anything for me. So there was a lot of cum shots, but it was okay. I mean, I did not like it. I was just, I prefer not to have that much cum in my porn.
Yeah, there were lots of body fluids in general. And I, for my doctoral program, did what's called a fuckorama, where we watched, I think, 16 different screens with 45-second clips of the largest collection of pornography in the world. And we're just bombarded so that our systems could be desensitized and then resensitized, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to go into a client session and that person tell me one of their kinks and then I like hurl or something, right?
Right.
So I felt like my attitudes about sexuality had really been restructured. There was one film at Hump Fest that challenged me, but I don't think that it challenged me because of the sexual behavior so much as like the sanitation of it.
You're talking about butter.
Butter, yeah.
Butter.
If anyone's seen Hump Fest, they know what we're referring to. And if
Right.
you haven't seen Hump Fest, go.
Yeah, right?
Please go.
Please go. It's funny, I listened to Savage's podcast the day, or right before I went, and was warned about butter. He's like, and there is one film that involves butter that is probably going to gross you out.
Wow, he even said that?
Yeah, well, actually, no, don't quote me on gross out. He might not have said that, but there was a mention of
Like
butter.
challenge you, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then so my friend and I that went together, I was like, he mentioned that there's one about butter, so just be prepared.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I did have to close my eyes, but I did open and whew,
It was intense.
Yeah.
It was challenging.
something just clicked in my head. Butter. Get it?
Anal sex jokes,
Yep.
which is exactly what was going on. Yeah, it was good. I'm really glad that you were there because there aren't a lot of people I can talk to about it.
Yeah.
Because I did see people I know, but I believe that they were going more for like a personal kind of date. Like I'm watching porn with this person and I don't need Dr. Doe to come hang out with me and discuss the film festival.
Yeah. Man, we should have gone together.
Next year.
Next year. Is this going to be a reoccurring thing then?
I think so.
Good.
I told them that I would really like it if they came back and I would do a better job of advertising for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even remember where I heard about it, but I called my friend up and I was like, we are absolutely going to this.
Good.
And she's like, absolutely.
Oh, that's a great kind of friend to have.
Yeah.
Someone who will go watch public porn with you.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So she was really great too because the one that I absolutely couldn't watch was the one with the piercing and the blood play. It made me very uncomfortable. And so I just stared at my unicorn tattoo and just talked to it. Was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nope, not yet, not yet. And then finally said when it was safe to look up. And then the lady in front turned around and said, thank you, because she couldn't watch it either.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And see, that's the kind of stuff that I am so familiar with. It doesn't really faze me at all.
The piercing
Yeah.
and the blood
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
She described it to me as they were like their blood was rubbing together. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
I didn't watch
when
it.
I went to San Francisco for my doctoral program, day one of school, we were encouraged to go and use San Francisco as our campus, so to speak. And we went, a group of us went to Michael Rosen's photography opening night or something at the Center for Sex and Culture. And they did this kind of dedicated performance, live performance for him and to like honor his opening night. And one of the things that happened at this performance was piercings that were removed, and then there was blood, and they swished it around with, I think, semen, and then drank it. And so we're talking day one of my sexual immersion. There was definitely all of that. And
Wow.
I think if the people know status, right, if they've been tested and they're not going to harm somebody by doing that it can be done
Yeah.
as a safer practice.
That I would say knowing status would be really important in that kind of play.
Exactly.
But day one, man, out of the gates, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
Well, it was definitely challenging. I remember kind of grinding my knee into one of my classmates' thighs of just like, oh my God, is this happening? I'm this like 23-year-old Dorothy from Montana. What? But it passed. It really did. And I think that I'm less erotocentric because of it. And then further into the school year, when we had someone come, Cleo Dubois, who I consider the grandmother of BDSM, she came and she offered us experiential learning. So she said, I'm going to do these piercings, and if you want to experience that, like learn about BDSM by doing BDSM, we can do that. And I think
volunteered, didn't you?
I did. I volunteered, and I took big old needles in my chest. No,
not for me.
Is it a thing about needles? Or
No, because I have tons of tattoos, and
is it a thing about blood?
I think it is the blood, and well, those needles are big.
Yeah.
Like the needle stuff that I have done is like tattoo work, so it's like da, 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 da. It's not like that kind of stuff. Is the needle goes in and then it stays, and this I think it's the staying that I have an issue with.
Yeah, I don't remember what the gauge was. I keep in my head I call it an 8 gauge, but I want to say that it was 18, that it was much smaller than that. But it was still big. It was hollow, so there was enough of a circle where it's not just a pin. You're taking a tube and putting it through the flesh of your chest. Sorry if this is upsetting to anyone. Turn off the podcast.
Yeah, right. Trigger warning.
But if you want to hear about my experiences, it was actually really powerful. And I think that because I'm such a kinesthetic learner, it helped me understand the sensation play of it. That okay, this is not something that I'm driven to do. I'm not totally attracted to the idea of experiencing pain as a form of pleasure, but I get it. It's the sensation. You're surrendering to this other human being to essentially inflict pain on you, and just trust them to carry you through that whole process with aftercare at the end. It was so great.
Just going back to the film that I couldn't watch all the way through, it opened with this lady, and she had at least 8 of those giant needles in her chest. And that's when I was like, nope, look down.
Yeah. No, different strokes for different folks.
It's true.
You like your vibrators. I like my hands.
Yeah, and piercings.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, well, we have one last thing to do, which is to
give... Is it more Kegels?
You can do Kegels.
I've been doing
for
them
the
this
rest
whole
of the day. Don't make yourself sore, though, Shande.
Okay, good advice.
Homework for the audience.
Ooh.
Assignments are not always bad, so here's some Sextra Credit.
Do you have any ideas of what we should assign them for the following week before they get their next podcast episode?
Does it need to be like topic related, like vibrator?
No.
Like I would say go try a vibrator if you haven't.
I think in a broader sense, it's trying something
new.
Yeah, new in general. That if you're into vibrators, maybe try your hand. If you're clit locked with your dominant hand, try your non-dominant hand.
Yes.
If you have to sit, stand. If you have to watch lesbian porn, watch non-lesbian porn.
Oh, yeah.
Or go without a cum shot.
Yeah, that's a great assignment. I like it.
Unlock your clit, unlock your mind. That's your homework.
That's also a good t-shirt idea.
And buy our merch.
Right?
Shande, it was so lovely having you on the Sexplanations podcast.
It was so great to be here and so good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So amazing.
Yay.
I also want to thank Cinema Studios for production, Complexly for production, and Count Boogie for the jingles, and Cora Amparo. I'm still learning.